You don't compare yourself to others because you're insecure, at least not in the way you think. In fact, the habit of constantly measuring yourself against other people is not a personality flaw, it's a psychological reflex. A reflex that most people learned long before they even understood what comparison was. And the disturbing part is that once this reflex forms, it quietly follows you for the rest of your life. Maybe you recognize this pattern. You walk into a room and immediately scan it. Who looks more confident? Who seems more successful? Who is further ahead in life? You scroll through social media and feel a strange tension in your chest. Someone else just bought a house. Someone else just got promoted. Someone else seems to have figured everything out. And suddenly your own life starts to feel smaller. In this video, we're going to explore the psychology behind constant comparison, why your brain does it automatically, why even successful people feel trapped by it, and most importantly, how to break the invisible mental habit that keeps you measuring your life against everyone else's. Because comparison isn't just uncomfortable, if left unchecked, it slowly steals your peace. Comparison shows up in subtle ways. You might look at someone your age and quietly calculate where you should be by now. You see a friend starting a business, someone else traveling the world, someone else already settled down with a family, and without realizing it, your mind begins running silent equations. Am I behind? Am I doing enough? Am I wasting time? Even when something good happens in your life, a part of your mind asks a different question. Is it as good as what they have? This is the quiet tragedy of comparison. It turns life into a scoreboard, and the scoreboard never closes. Psychologists call this social comparison theory. Humans naturally evaluate themselves by comparing to others. In early human societies, this was actually useful. By observing others, we learned how to survive, who was stronger, who had more resources, who had higher status. Your brain evolved to constantly monitor your position within a group. But modern life has created a problem your brain was never designed for. Instead of comparing yourself to 20 people in a tribe, you now compare yourself to thousands of people online, people with curated highlight reels, perfectly edited moments, and achievements presented without context. Your brain treats these comparisons as real social signals, which means every scroll can quietly trigger the feeling that you're falling behind, even when you're not. Consider someone who graduated from university with big ambitions. In the beginning, they were excited, curious about where life might take them. But slowly, something changed. Every year became a checkpoint. Friends started posting career milestones, engagement photos, new apartments. Suddenly, life wasn't an adventure anymore. It became a race, not a race they chose, but a race they felt forced to run. And no matter how fast they moved, someone always seemed to be further ahead. The real danger of comparison isn't jealousy, it's disconnection. When you constantly measure yourself against others, your attention leaves your own path. Your decisions become reactions instead of choices. You stop asking, "What do I actually want?" and start asking, "What would look impressive?" Over time, this creates a quiet identity crisis, because you may achieve things, but never feel like they belong to you. But here's something most people never realize. Comparison only feels powerful when you believe life is a single timeline, a universal schedule everyone is supposed to follow. Graduate by this age, earn this much money by that age, reach certain milestones before it's too late. But life doesn't actually work that way. Every person is moving through a completely different set of circumstances, different opportunities, different struggles, different timing. Your path was never meant to be identical to someone else's. Breaking the habit of comparison doesn't mean you stop noticing other people. It means you change how you interpret what you see. 3 small shifts can help. First, notice when your mind starts ranking people. Comparison is often automatic, but awareness interrupts the pattern. Second, limit the environments that amplify comparison, especially endless social media scrolling. Your brain was never meant to evaluate thousands of lives at once. And third, redirect attention back to your own direction, not where others are standing, but where you actually want to go. Because the only meaningful progress is movement toward your own values. The strange thing about comparison is that it promises clarity, but usually delivers confusion. The more you measure yourself against others, the harder it becomes to hear your own voice. So the real question isn't whether someone else is ahead. The real question is this: if no one else was watching, would you still be living the same life? In the next video, we'll explore something closely related: why some people secretly feel like a fraud even when they're successful. The psychology of imposter syndrome. Because sometimes the biggest battles happen entirely inside our own minds.